So we got Israel Adesanya versus Robert Whittaker at UFC 271 in Houston. Now this is the second fight. In this video, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the betting odds. And I'm also going to be showing you guys how you guys can place a bet on this particular fight or any other UFC fight. And the different ways you can bet on it. So you don't necessarily have to just pick a winner. There's so many different ways to bet on it. So if you haven't already done so, I'm going to go ahead and place a link in the description to the #1 sportsbook, Bovada. Okay, by using my link, you're going to be able to earn the best bonus available. So check that out if you're interested in placing a bet. And let's get started with this video. So we got Izzy versus Robert Whittaker. So first I'll go over the odds over here, and then I'm going to show you guys all the different props and what kind of things you can do. And I'm also going to give you guys a second sports book in case you're interested in betting at a different place. So Israel Adesanya is a -290. Robert Whittaker is a +230. So Izzy is the favorite. Whittaker is the underdog. Whittaker lost the first fight over here, although he's looking pretty good coming into this one. So Izzy has quite a bit of an advantage in this fight, and that's why the payout is a lot smaller. So if you haven't already bet on UFC fights before or sports, what this means is this -290, that means your return by betting on Israel Adesanya is going to be a lot smaller than if you bet on Robert Whittaker and Robert Whittaker actually wins. It's going to be a +230. So the simple way to bet is just to pick a winner, and I'll show you guys the payouts, but there's other ways to bet to get a better return. And I'm also going to show you guys, if you're interested in betting on other fights as well, how you can make 5, 10, 20, 50, or even 100 times your money by combining bets, and that's known as a parlay. So with that said, let's say you think Israel Adesanya is going to win this fight, and I'll use two numbers as an example. I'll use a smaller amount. $100 is going to get you $34.48. Now that same 100 that if you bet it on Whittaker is going to get you $230. Now this is on top of this amount, so you get your 100 back because that's what you put in. So let's say Whittaker wins. Now your total bankroll will be $330. You started with 100, you won $230. So as you can see, that's about close to 8 times your money or so, 7-8 times your money, give or take, right? That's because Israel Adesanya is a favorite. So when you're betting on favorites, your odds, your payout is going to be very, very small. So keep that in mind. So the bigger this number over here, this negative number, the smaller the payout. Now the bigger this positive number over here, the bigger the payout. Okay. So now if you bet 1,000 on Whittaker, you get $2,300 back. Okay. Now that same 1,000, if you bet it on Izzy, you're going to get about $344. And I'm going to also show you guys why you guys want to be signed up to multiple sports books. So stick around for that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the bouts over here. And then remember, I'm going to show you guys how to do a parlay, how you can combine bets and then win, 20, 50, 100 times your money. Okay. It's very, very doable. It happens, but the odds are low. So here are some bouts you can bet on. Okay. So if you want, take some other, higher paying bets, you could go ahead and take a look at these bout specials. So let's look at some of the higher paying ones. So if Izzy wins by unanimous decision, it's a +210. So you think Izzy's going to win if it's unanimous decision. So now your same 100 that you were going to bet and get about $35 back, you're getting $210 back, okay? So if you think Izzy's going to win, maybe you want to go in and take some of these prop bets instead and get a higher payout, right? Make more of a prediction. So you have to be a little bit more accurate, okay? So you can see over here, you're winning more than double your money, right? $1,000 gets you over $2,000 if he wins by unanimous decision. Izzy has a knockdown in round 1, +350, 3.5 times your money. Because I'm assuming a lot of you guys are going to be betting on him. He has 90 or more significant strikes or 2 or more knockdowns, and he wins, +400. So if he gets more than 90 significant strikes or he has 2 or more knockdowns, your same 1,000 that you were betting and only getting a few $100 back, now you're going to get $4,000 back. So let's see, what else is there? So check this out. So, a lot of time Izzy wins by knockout, right? It doesn't go the distance. So if he wins by knockout and you predict it accurately, let's say you do this, right? He knocks out Whittaker in round 3 or round 4. It could be round 3 or round 4, 6.5 times your money. So to put that in perspective, your 1,000 is going to get you $6,500 back. Let's say you're betting $100, it's going to get you $650 back. So 6.5 times your money back on top of your starting amount. So keep that in mind. See that there's so many different scenarios over here. Like you guys can go ahead and take a look at these. Let's take a look at the really high paying ones over here, which are unlikely. Robert Whittaker to win in the first 30 seconds of round 1. You make 80 times your money if that happens. Chances are very low, obviously, right? Robert Whittaker to win in the last minute of round 4 or last minute of round 5, 60 times your money over here. So you bet 1,000, you win $60,000 over here. Each fighter to have a knockdown in round 1. That's all that needs to happen, 75 times your money. So you could go ahead and take a look at all these. So if you think Izzy's going to win, just predict how he's going to win over here. Look at this. You know, you got 6.5 times your money, 10 times your money, 25 times your money, 30 times your money, 50 times your money, 66 times your money, all these different scenarios. You just have to predict the method of victory. So, like for example over here, like Robert Whittaker to win by TKO via kick, 20 times your money. Wow, 20,000. This is a plus 20,000 to win by choke. 200 times your money. That's a plus 20,000. That's crazy. I don't think Israel Adesanya's ever choked someone out. Triangle choke. So yeah, there's so many different things over here. Okay, so Israel Adesanya wins inside the distance, plus 150. Okay, doesn't go to decision. So you think Izzy's gonna win, right? Why wouldn't you just go ahead and take this over here, or wins by round 5 decision? You know, you make more than what you put in. You make about 1.5 times your money over here. You put in $100, you get 150 back. You put in 100 over here, you get 145 back. If Whittaker wins by decision, let's just say he does win and it's by decision, plus 400. You know, you put in 1,000, you get 4,000 back. So that's that. Now, real quick, for those of you that want to take things to the next level and really get a higher return, right? High risk, high reward, right? Low probability, but the reward can be really crazy. Just bet on a lot of these fights and combine them. It's called a parlay. So I'll show you guys an example. So we'll take Whittaker. We'll take this guy over here. This is the guy that always does that little thing in the shoey. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I've actually never actually watched any of his fights, but Derek Lewis, I've seen a bunch of them. But let's just take Lewis over here. So we'll take the favorite. So we got one underdog, one favorite, and then we'll take let's take Derek Brunson. And so right now, these 3 fights, if you hit them, you're a plus 1,118. So what does that mean? That means if you bet $100, you get over $1,100 back. So we're at 11 times your money with 3 fights. Now, if I take a pretty big underdog over here, look at what's going to happen. Now I'm at 47 times my money. I took a pretty big underdog over here. So let's take Bobby Green over here. We'll take a favorite. 5 fights, 81 times your money right here, guys. Look at this. But you have to hit all 5 of them. It's all or nothing. So your 1,000, look at that, $81,000. And that's 5 fights. What a lot of people do is they just bet on like 7, 8 fights, or they'll do like the entire card, right? And they'll do like a smaller amount. They'll put in like $20, $50, $100, and then they'll bet on each individual fight. Let's say they're betting $1,000 on each individual fight. So on the parlays, what they'll do is they'll bet like a smaller amount. They'll go 100, they'll go 50. They'll go a lot smaller amount. So they'll win on the singles, and they'll do multiple parlays over here. So you could do 5 picks. Go ahead and put $100 in this one. So that's 8,000. You could add another. Let's add somebody else in here. Let's go ahead and take another underdog. So I just added another underdog. Now 6 picks. You're at plus 25,415. It sounds kind of crazy, guys, but it is pretty difficult to hit these, right? So, like for example, this would give you a $254,000 payout. But hitting this is gonna be really hard because we got some huge, not huge underdogs, but we got this one over here plus 300, and then we got Whittaker. He's unlikely to win. I mean, I'm not saying he's not gonna win, but it's a low chance actually. I might be actually rooting for Whittaker actually in this fight, to be honest. Even though Adesanya is predicted to win, I'll probably be rooting for Robert Whittaker. So I might actually place place a bet on him. So we'll see. But I'll probably do one of the prop bets. I'm not going to take a straight pick. I'll probably do a prop bet and make it interesting in some way. So you guys can see that right there, okay? That's how you make things interesting. So real quick, I'm going to give you guys a second sports book. It's called MyBookie. I'll put the link in the description to win to this as well. You're going to get a huge sign-up bonus. Double your deposit up to $1,000 plus a $10 casino chip. Check out my link. It's going to be in the description of this video. Let's quickly go over here. I just want to see what the odds are on this sports book. I usually bet on Bovada, but sometimes I'll play some smaller bets on MyBookie as well. And let's see. Where's UFC? UFC odds. Adesanya versus Whitaker 2. So page not found. Why is it doing that? I just took a look at this yesterday. Let's go to Sportsbook. And let's see. UFC betting odds. Oh, sorry. Hit the wrong link. Let me go back down. They might be updating something. Sometimes odds are being updated. Might be a little slow over here. But I think we're here. The link just seems like it was broken. So I'm just going to take a look at the main event. That's it. Just to compare the odds. So over here, Israel Adesanya is a minus 290 and Robert Whitaker is a plus 230. Let's see over here. What were the odds on this one? Oh, they're exactly the same. So a lot of times these odds will be different. For example, let's say Whitaker's a plus 230 here. And on MyBookie, if he's a plus like 260, you'd want to go over to MyBookie because you're going to get a higher payout for placing the same bet. So I just wanted to show you guys that. So those are the two ways to bet on this fight. Let me know who you're picking. And once again, guys, go ahead and join both sports books and place a bet on the one you prefer.